we're not accustomed to seeing these two dressed up like this. We're typically accustomed to seeing these two dressed up in fancy pink and white striped tuxedos with black and white striped leggings to boot. But this year, they decided that they were going to do things a little differently. Even Geely on the right, who we're accustomed to also seeing in her fancy white egg cap with the cracks for her Mikote ears and the little chocobo on top, yeah, that's not there either for this year. Or at least it was initially, but we've seen her with her hair down before, but only once, and that was last year. But this time I guess she's decided to just let her hair down for good. Will this be the last time we see them look like this, or will we see them going back old school to their pink and white stripes? We'll have to wait until next year to find out, but while we've been celebrating that, we've also been getting ready to celebrate something else entirely. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world! Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for another edition of the Tales of Eorzea vlog here on Final Fantasy XIV's Exodus server. So yeah, I decided, since we're doing Hatching Tide, I thought it would make sense to dress Corinne in a similar way and get her outfit colored with the Tales of Eorzea colors as well. And not only that, get the bunny crown from the gold saucer, just to make her look a little more bunny-like, because this is the Spriggan outfit that was obtained for this year's version of Hatching Tide. And so it was definitely a lot of fun to do this after the mind-numbingness of the launch on Tuesday, where everyone in the community was trying to figure out where to go and find the egg hunt that was asked of us by Nanota on the left, because we were all in the thinking of, like, where do you go to find what you require? Because the eggs themselves were not visible. You just had to go and, well, you can see they're visible in the background, but as far as the eggs we were looking for, they were not so visible. They were some things you had to go up to people that you hoped were the right people and then type out egg hunt. And then once you did that, you ended up going to a cutscene where you got what you were looking for. But yeah, I definitely think this was, as far as puzzles concerned, definitely one of the hardest challenges that Final Fantasy XIV has ever given us for a seasonal event. But I do admit, and so does everyone else, that the outfits that we got were really cool. I do have to question though, why Geely's arm passes through the leather strap that's attached to the egg that's part of the outfit. I think they kind of goofed there, did Square Enix. I think they might need to fix that. Yeah, because it looks like it's cutting right through her arm. I feel so bad for her that it looks like that. But now that we have this taken care of as far as Hatching Tide is concerned, of course, we'll get to celebrate it for another week. But in the midst of all that is an event that is going to be taking place over the span of a month and a half. That is the final crossover event before Shadowbringers begins. In the past, we've of course had previous video games, including various Square Enix titles, cross over into Final Fantasy XIV and get featured for either a certain period of time or be established as a permanent crossover. Temporary ones we've seen include Lightning Returns from Final Fantasy XIII, as well as Yokai Watch, and permanent fixtures such as Garrow and Monster Hunter World. This one will be a temporary one, like I said, month and a half, but it's definitely one that I'm looking forward to a lot. It will be a crossover event with Final Fantasy XV. And so, what's going to be interesting about this one is that this one's only available once you beat the initial main story of the game. So, once you beat the initial main story of the game, actually much like the Blue Mage, once you do that, you are free to go to where the event is going to take place. And I'm really looking forward to this. This is something that I have, once I heard about it happening in reverse, because there is a Final Fantasy 15 crossover that they did with Final Fantasy 14, where they had a female Mikote cross over to there, and be part of a quest line there. So everyone over in 14 was then thinking, when is that going to happen over on this side? When are we going to get a 15 crossover with 14? And so we were waiting expectantly to see if something like that would ever happen. And so this Tuesday, it will begin. It will get underway, and we will get to see what it's all about. And so it's one of the things that will definitely be looked forward to with a lot of anticipation prior to the launch of Shadowbringers, because like I said, last significant thing to be introduced to the game before the before the launch of Shadowbringers. We'll get to hopefully get some really good stuff, because one of the things they're already touting as a reward for completing the task is the car that was prominently used by the party in Final Fantasy XV. And it can be used by 4 people. We've seen 2-player mounts, such as, of course, the White Chocobo from the Ceremony of Eternal Bonding, as well as a few others. But this would be the first time that you can take a 4-party mount for your possession, and it's basically like, get your light party into a car and go wherever you will. And so we're all looking forward to it. We can't wait to see how it all unfolds. And so it will be, unlike the Hatching Tide event, obviously it would make sense if I did this live for you guys. So that's exactly what's going to happen. This Tuesday, it will be done live for you guys as the final part of the Stormblood Let's Play. Because with Corinne's part in the main story pretty much done, it will be my opportunity to, even though I've already featured them previously, it will be the opportunity to formally introduce the new Warrior of Light, who will go into the next expansion. So that honor will go to them, and it'll really be, even though it will not be the official first episode of Shadowbringers, it will be the first official Let's Play episode that will feature that particular individual. So I really cannot wait to show that off for all of you guys. So there's those things that we've been enjoying, and then there is what's going on this weekend. If you've been following me on social media, and if you've been following me here on YouTube, you are aware of the fact that I've been doing some speedrunning of dungeons in order to try and get times on them as fast as possible, and it's paid off by getting to be featured in some speedrun marathons. Starting with last month, had the opportunity to make my debut at We Want Left 4 Dead 2. Then a few weeks ago, getting to go live to Toronto to be part of Games Finished Adequately. So today and tomorrow, that is going to continue through 2 different speedrun events. The first being a brand new speedrunning event called Rogorama, where people are going to get to show off video games that aren't really known for speedrunning. So, since Final Fantasy XIV fits this bill perfectly, it made perfect sense for the organizers of this event to say, yeah, come on and show us what you can do. And so, not only will I get to do a run of the various dungeons of the 2.0 story, but also as well get the chance to do a series of trials, the same ones that I did at Games Finished Adequately a few weeks ago. Then, on top of that, tomorrow morning, very early tomorrow morning, I'll do the 2.0 dungeons again for Pixels for Peace. And that is a charity event that is currently going on right now. They actually started yesterday, and they're already off to a pretty good start with their goal of trying to get as much money raised as they can. So I can't wait to see what they do, because from what I've seen already from day one, even though we don't get to see a lot of the biggest names in the speedrun community, a lot of the people who are involved with running the event are well-known, established speedrunners. So it's definitely something that they really enjoy, and I know that they appreciate someone like me bringing Final Fantasy XIV into the fold, and I'll be really enjoying the experience, because one of the things that I got the opportunity to add as part of the Pixels for Peace was not only doing the 2.0 dungeons, but also getting to show off the fight at Thornmarch. I'll be doing that as part of a bonus content, and so it will be definitely a very busy weekend for me as far as speedrunning, doing not one but two of these speedrun marathons. So I certainly encourage you guys to come and click on the links in the description to come see me take on both events, and can't wait to see how it all unfolds. And with your support, we'll definitely make sure we put on the best performance we can for both Rogorama and Pixels for Peace, and then get ready for the big show on Tuesday with the Final Fantasy XV crossover. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching this edition of the Tales of Eorzea vlog. As always, if you have a character here on Exodus or are looking to create one on Exodus, and you're interested in joining our free company, we'd be more than happy to have you with us. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.